Hello everyone. I would like to say thank you for coming to our presentation. It's great to see you all. Okay, let me introduce myself and my partner. I am Elmawati and my partner is.
I'm Cecilia Viconti.
Hello, I am Danar Sasongko.
In this presentation, we will discuss journal article, a blended learning environment for individualized English listening and speaking integrating critical thinking. And authors Ya Ting Caroline Yang, Ya Jin Chuang, Yu Lung Li, Xin Sang Seng, and year of publication 2012 and the journal name Elsevier. Okay, next slide. First, I will explain to you about explain the rati- rationale of the study. Then I will explain the novelty of the study and the research question. Finally, you will know the purpose of the study. Okay, first, explain the rationale of the study. This study examined the effectiveness of integrating CT into individualized English listening and speaking instruction using the model of virtual learning environment. Next slide. Then I will explain the novelty of the study. The effective instruction of CT has drawn researchers' attention for a while, and since 1990, CT instruction has shifted from being separated from the instruction of subject matter to being embedded in the subject matter. Helpom 1997, several researchers been 2011 Carvises and 1988 have demonstrated this advantage of using problems, questions, or issues as source to promote learner motivation and sustainable the inquiry. The role of the collaboration in city learning for post-secondary education has also been emphasized, and the 2006 and as and ODABS 2009. Okay, please slide. Next, the similarly Golding 2011 stressed the importance of instructors asking and addressing touch environment question by adopting Socratic question to help students cultivate the city and become critical thinkers. While such studies have suggested that the CTS can be enhanced the touch English, listening, and speaking activities, the potential for city integrated English instruction for promoting CTD CTD remains unexamined. Thus, one challenge of this study was to integrate CT into English listening and speaking instruction and examine the improvement of learner CT performance, including both CTS and CTD, and the explanation about the research question. The research question, by examining the effectiveness of the integrating city into individualized English instruction by using a blended learning environment with both face-to-face and online instruction, the study attempted to answer the following four interrelated questions. RQ1, will participants demonstrate improvement in CTS, including analysis, inference, evaluation, education, and dedication? RQ2, Will participants demonstrate involvement in CTD, including truth-seeking, open-mindedness, analyticity, systematically, city self-confidence, inquisitiveness, and maturity of the judgment. And RQ3 will participants of all level advances, intermediate, and the basic demonstrate improvement in English listening performance. RQ4 will participants of all level advances, intermediate, and basic demonstrated improvement in English speaking performance. Finally, you will know to the purpose of the study. The purpose of the study were to examine the effect of CT integrated online individualized English listening and speaking course and CTEs, CTD, English listening proficiency, and the English speaking proficiency. In terms of the first goal, we found that participants in the treatment showed significant improvement in CTEs from protest and positives. Next slide, please. This is attributed to both the direct and explicit instruction on CTS concept with accompanying practice activities and the core of the city integrated English listening and speaking activities, which included online debates, synchronous discussion, and Socratic questioning in the second goal. The empirical result of the study showed that the learner CTD performance changed very little over the course in the treatment. Okay, next slide. The explanation by Danar.
Okay, hello everybody. Right now, I'm going to present the participant from the articles, from the journals. I will explain it. Participants were recruited from students enrolled in a selective course entitled Digital English Learning and Critical Thinking Training at the large university in southern Taiwan. A total of 83 students, 45 males and 38 females, mean age of 19, from various colleges including engineering, management, medicine, science, and social science, consented to participate in this study. Pretest listening and speaking course on the test of English for international communication TOEIC were used to group learners into three proficiency levels: advanced, intermediate, and basic. Participants were assigned according to their pretest score based on TOEIC guidelines. So in table 3, the research team was led by a professor from the Institute of Education with 10 years of experience in city research and instruction. The lead researcher served in the main English instructor with one English native speaker doctoral student with 7 years of EFL teaching experience serving as lead teaching assistants. Okay, in the next slide, there is research decision. The research decision is shown in Fig 1 upper test or one group. Design was adopted in order to address the aforementioned research question. It is worth noting that no control group was used. First, the number of participants was limited by the size of technologies classroom available. Second, semester-long pilot test demonstrate improved in both CD and English achievement following CD infused learning in a technology and change classroom environment. That's Gamble and Yang 2010. Okay, so there is a research procedures. The research procedures include stage for curriculum, the online environment design, grouping of student proficiency level, implementing designed individualized learning activities both face-to-face and online in a planned environment, and providing feedback on student learning progress. The stage of research and treatment procedures are illustrated in Fig 2. Okay, the research development, there's several the words of research and the instrument aggregation and artifacts. So the research procedures including stage for curriculum online environment design, grouping of students by province level, implementing desired individualized learning activities, and editing. And the result will be explained by my partner, Cecilia Viconti. Please.
Okay, thanks, Dana. Okay, so everyone, now I would like to explain about the result of this article. So here I present the table number 6. So the table explain. This table is show the result on this article. So the researcher has found that the participant in the treatment showed significant improvement in CTS from pre-test to pro-test. You can see their grade is increased, right? Okay, so the grade shows significant improvement in CTS from pre-test to post-test. This is attributed to both the direct and explicit instruction of CTS concept with accompanying practice activities and a core of a CT integrated English listening and speaking activities, which included debates, synchronous discussion, and Socrates questioning. Okay, the next slide, please. All right. Okay, so here I present the table number 7. So in the term of the second goal, the empirical result of this study showed that learners' CTD performance changed very little over the course of the treatment. Among the 7 CCTD subscales, a significant improvement was only found for one subscale, open-minded peace. This disappointing result can be partially explained by participants' low initial level of CTD, insufficient time and emphasis on CTD development, and the lack of an individualized approach for CTD instruction. Finally, the empirical results of this study indicate that our design LVR assisted learners in improving in both English listening and speaking. We attribute this to the design which addressed listeners' need for authentic language experiences, student-centered learning, and attention to the learner needs. This was accomplished through individualized instruction using proficiency grouping, design of materials, and activity of each level, and use of individualized feedback. Okay, so the next slide, please. The next slide, we would like to tell you about limitation of the study and recommendation for future research. So although the result of this study highlights significant improvement in English and critical thinking resulting from a virtual learning environment for individualized instruction, certain limitations and areas for future improvement and research should be mentioned. Okay, so here I present the point for you. Okay, so the first one, the research can use of comparison groups. So if the research use comparison groups, this will assist in more clearly distinguishing the contribution of each element of the instructional design. And the second one is advancement in individualized instruction. In this study, the CTS and CTD activities did not take full advantage of the online individualized design. That is to say, there were no individualized instructional strategy or materials on the pre-test specifically for learners with different levels of CTDs or CTD. Moving toward a more fully individualized design could allow for deeper city fostering activity for high city learners while emphasizing the fundamentals of city are reasoning for lower city learners. This could lead to the potential increase in city courses for learners when materials and activities are tailored to their level. Okay, so the last one is application for commercial and large scale use are. So alternatively, large scale academic application of adaptive learning systems such as city integrated freshman English classes for a large university with several actions may better justify the expense and time required in designing online adaptive learning system. Okay, so that's all the recommendation for future research, and that's all about our presentation today. So we hope through this presentation, we can give you more information regarding a blended learning environment for individualized English listening and speaking, integrating critical thinking. But if you have any question, please don't hesitate to contact us. You can write down your question. You can send us to our WhatsApp group, and we will do our best to answer your question. Well, everyone, thank you for having us today. Have a nice day, everyone. Stay safe and healthy.